considering moving to Lafayette, California? Well, in today's video, we're going over the cost of living in Lafayette, so stay tuned. Rachel Capel here with Keller Williams. If you want to know what it's like living in the San Francisco Bay Area, we got you covered in this channel. Hit that subscribe button down below, smash that like bell, and get notified every time we have a new video coming out each week. Shout out to those people that have been asking us questions about relocating here. We love them, so keep them coming. Feel free to DM, PM, email, whatever you feel comfortable with. We got you covered when moving to the bed. Let's get on to the video of the cost of living in Lafayette, California. So I'm going to give you a little bit of data on just the city in general, so you can kind of understand and get a little snapshot of the city. So Lafayette actually has about 26,000 people living it currently. As of 2010, the population has gone up about 8.5%. Unemployment in Lafayette, I mean, all things considered here in COVID times, is about 2.7, but the jobs have actually increased about 1.4%. Now on to Lafayette compared to the rest of the country, and I'll go over this a little bit more in when I do my screen shares, but Lafayette is approximately 187.9% higher than all of the United States. So this is a pricey town to live in. You need to make a good amount of money, and actually the average income in Lafayette is about $157,000. So just a little side note on that. The median home cost in Lafayette is $1.5 million. Home appreciation has gone up about 3.7 over the last 10 years, but obviously we're in kind of a crazy time with COVID, so I think those prices are actually going really high. So I think that number will be skewed because of this year. On average, rent is about $2,700, and 72% of people in Lafayette actually own their home versus rent, 28% rent. As of January 2021, the sales tax is 8.25%. And a quick side note, Lafayette's schools are completely A+. They're amazing. So if you have a family here and have to consider schools, you will not have to worry. All right, so I love using this website to give people an overview or snapshot of the city, just because it just gives a really great general overview. Nichecom. So we're talking about Lafayette here, which is located right next to Walnut Creek and Orinda. And as you can see, the 24 is the highway that people would go down to get to the city, or Emeryville, Berkeley, Oakland, which is all down here. Also, they take BART, which is a really great way of transportation too. And you can also see here the expenses for BART that it costs on average per ticket. But let's get into Lafayette, and its overall grade is an A+. We can see here, like I mentioned, the schools are great. Crime and safety is a B. Housing, C+. Nightlife, B+. It's got some pretty good grades overall. Like we talked, it was 26,000 people in the city. Real estate, I feel like this is a little bit low, honestly, compared to other websites. I think it, on average, is about 1.5 million, and the rent is pretty accurate. We see here again, like I mentioned, 72% own and 28% rent. And you can see a little snapshot here of the city. See, with the pricing, I think it's a little bit skewed. All right, now on to bestplaces.net. This is a really great tool to compare the overall cost of living and compare it to the rest of the country. And we are here in Lafayette, California. So you can see Lafayette compared to California in general is higher, 287.9 compared to California and compared to the US. So California in general is 149 over the United States. Obviously, Lafayette is a really desirable area, so it's definitely a lot higher. Groceries, your cost of groceries in comparison is going to be 17 points over the entire USA. Healthcare is not too bad. It's just a couple bucks over the average, which is nice. The big thing, as we all know in California, is that the housing, the housing is way more expensive. I don't know why. I guess it's the sunshine and everyone wants to be here. So Lafayette, as you can see from this video, is a very desirable area. So it's 681 points above the national average, which is 100. And California in general is 239% over. So median cost of a home is, like I said, I think that last number was a little bit skewed. It's about 1.5 million, which makes a little bit more sense in comparison to the entire United States, 231. So you are going to pay for your housing here, but I can tell you it's very beautiful and you'll love it. So that's one thing I can guarantee. Utilities, and compared to the rest of the United States, not too bad. We're just 2 points over. Transportation, just 123 points over, and just in general, $9. So obviously when coming to Lafayette, you need to know these details because it is going to be higher, and the housing is what's really going to kill you. So you need to be able to afford that. But like I said, Lafayette is not the only place to live in California, and my team and I are here to help you get education so you can pick the right neighborhood for you. All right, now on to the cost of everyday kind of expenses in this area, Lafayette, California. You can expect to pay about, $13 is the average meal for a restaurant. I think this is a little bit higher. I would say at least 15. If you're looking for a mid-range restaurant, 2 people plus, again, I think this is a little bit lower, but I think a gauge, it shows you here, 35 to 100. I think this is more along the 60 to if you're going to a nice restaurant, you're probably gonna pay, if you have alcohol and whatnot, about $70 at least. You've got McDonald's, beers. Let's take a look at the milk, which is stuff that moms buy a lot of times, $3.77. I think that's pretty accurate, might be closer to $4, but you can kind of get a general idea. Bart, I'll bring up some pictures on Bart here and what the average costs are. All right, now as far as utilities, so for electrical, it's going to depend on the time of year, if you have solar, if you don't have solar. If you have solar, this number is irrelevant because you're going to pay not even $12 a month, if that. If you don't have solar, you could be, depending on the insulation of your house, you could be paying upwards of $400 a month, anywhere from $200 to $400 a month, depending on the square footage. So definitely something to consider, and you can always reach out to us with questions about that. We have great resources. Gym memberships, I think this is about accurate, maybe about $45 a month. Childcare, yes, I pay about, I want to say $1,200 a month for childcare. So in Lafayette, this would probably be pretty accurate. $1,700 to $2,000. Depending on how many kids you have and whatnot. So again, we talked about the average rents here, $2,300. It seems about right. For a smaller condo, this is about $2,000, $1,900 makes sense. And yeah, that just kind of gives you a little bit of an idea of what to expect as far as expenses. So definitely something to keep into consideration. So quick little side note on walk score. Lafayette is definitely a more suburban town, so you're going to get a walk score of 25, which is not great. San Francisco is going to be way better than this, but I just wanted to touch on it because you can walk a little bit downtown, but it's really not a walkable city, unless you park your car downtown and walk around to the shops. So I just wanted to do a quick side note. All right, now I love me some greatschools.org when you are looking into schools for your city. As you can see here, we've got Lafayette pulled up. We got pre-K, which is basically this tab right here. They don't really rate these schools, but elementary, you've got the one in Lafayette here is 9. Middle school is a 9 as well. And high school is a 9 as well. So there's a ton of different schools here. You could also do private if you wanted to do that. But I think that the most important thing to take away here is that Lafayette schooling is, it's great. So you're not gonna have to worry about your kiddos and getting a good education here in this town. All right, so there you have it, the cost of living in Lafayette, California, a snapshot of the city and what you can expect to pay here. So if you want to relocate and move today, let us know. We got you covered. Just email, DM, PM, whatever you feel comfortable. Make sure to check out these videos up above about Lafayette. I've made a few other ones that talk a little bit about the town. And again, just give us a shout. We love helping out people. We love our cities. Look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. Thanks again and have a great week. Bye.